Today's video is about what to do if you're in a bike crash. Hi, I'm Patrick from The Joy of Bikes, and I'm going to be talking with Adam White. He's a principal of the law firm of Vaccaro & White, and he's been representing both cyclists and pedestrians for over 20 years. Now, in addition to his legal work, Adam also is a daily bicycle commuter and safe street advocate. We rode all over Brooklyn this morning, so now we're just going to find a park bench to sit down and talk about what you should do if you are in a bike crash. Make sure to stay to the end for the outtakes, and if you're ready, let's roll. What happens when you're riding your bike and something bad happens? You get bumped by a car, or you're a pedestrian and you get bumped by a car.
Yeah.
Hopefully, let's say it's really, really minor, and you're like, oh, what an annoyance. What happens?
Try to keep calm and try not to engage with the driver, because your adrenaline, whenever you're experiencing a risk of harm to your person, it's fight or flight, and for me, it goes right into fight mode. Mm-hmm. But I try to tamp that down, and if it's a bump or a close call, I try to get their attention, and I'm trying to curse them out because I assume they're just not paying attention. And oftentimes, to get their attention, typically when they're turning into me to park or to turn, I use an open hand and I tap their car to get their attention.
Yeah.
And then I try to show them that I'm not fighting, but I'm trying to get their attention. It is a calculus, and better to get their attention than be run over, and then try to explain to them, even if they may be yelling at you, what's going on. And if you're skillful and you're able to tamp down, for me, that emotional reaction and engage the person, they typically switch. It's like a Bruce Lee thing. They become more responsive to your argument.
Now, how do you know? So someone, for instance, I was riding my kid to the Bronx Zoo.
Yeah.
From the Upper West.
Good for you.
It was a haul.
It's a beautiful ride.
It's a beautiful ride.
Yeah.
And then you really appreciate Upper West Side Manhattan's bike lanes when you get to Brooklyn, where as we were running that one small stretch where the bike lanes were completely full, it was like that almost the entire ride. Once you hit the Bronx, almost no bike lane is left without cars in it. So we were crossing a street, and we had the lane. The car went out, took a right, and bumped my wife, knocked her off her bike.
Oh, terrible.
And she's okay, right? But when the cops came, we're like, what are we supposed to do?
You definitely want to, if you're able to, you want to call the police. You want them to make out a report. You want them to make out a report that includes getting the driver's information and the insurance. Absolutely. And don't get discouraged by the police officers, whether they're being lazy or they don't want to be bothered or they're misinterpreting the law. You have a right to get a police report if you get hit by a motor vehicle, whether you're injured or not. And you could always just say, listen, I don't know if I'm injured, I'm a little shaken. Typically when you get hit and knocked off your bike, your adrenaline compensates, and you don't know if you're injured. And a lot of times we in New York, we're thinking, oh my God, I've got 3 assignments to do. I have all these different things. I cannot be injured. I cannot be inconvenienced.
Yeah.
And so I'm fine. Let's pretend it didn't happen. Or blaming myself. I've got a lot of clients who inevitably blame themselves. Like, oh, this person hit me. I must have done something wrong. I find that a lot. But you just want to document. You want to get the insurance information. You want to get the plate number. If you're a pedestrian and you see someone get into a crash, and you have a chance to stick around and do them a favor, give them your information, give them the plate number, offer the information to the police. Inevitably, the police will not take your information down, but give it to the victim.
Like the thumbnail, so that people can remember. Is it like, okay, if you've been knocked off the bike, right? You should take a picture of the plate of the car so you remember. Call the cops, make sure there's a police report.
Perfect.
And how do you get a copy of that police report? Because that's not always clear.
The other thing you need to do is you do need to either get the police to come and take a report at the scene, or report it to the police within 24 hours or as soon as reasonably practical. In the event that there is no insurance, there is recourse against your own auto policy, or in my case, and some of us here in New York, we don't have cars, you can still have what's called a non-owner auto policy, which provides coverage if you're involved in a hit and run situation or an underinsured or an uninsured motorist situation. And there are responsibilities, or you can apply to an entity called the Motor Vehicle Accident Indemnification Corporation. But in order to get the benefits, which will pay your medical bills, up to $50,000 for medical bills and no fault benefits, or $25,000 for compensation, you need to have reported it to the police within 24 hours.
So if the cop says, "Well, we don't need to report it because everybody seems fine," you push.
You push. You insist on that. All I could suggest is you just ask for their badge number, take a photo of their badge number, take a photo of the police vehicle, and if they get all ornery or in your face, say, "Listen, I need to document that I reported this to the police." If you're going to refuse to take the report, that's fine, but you need to document that you reported it to the police. I mean, the nice thing about a police report is it's evidence that you did report it, but technically the statute reads it has to be reported, right? Doesn't mean the requirement is not that the police have to take the report, but you have to have reported the incident within 24 hours or as soon as reasonably practicable. And again, one of the biggest concerns that a lot of folks have is they refuse medical attention at the scene, they refuse an ambulance, they refuse to go to the hospital because inevitably they either don't have insurance or they have some crappy insurance plan and they know they're going to get stuck with a big bill. And they need to understand that if you get injured as a result of the use and operation of a motor vehicle, there is coverage for you if you reside in New York State, whether you have an insurance or not, or whether that person is a hit and run. Very important, hit and run, or if they're uninsured or underinsured, you have coverage to cover 100% of your medical bills, but you do need to take these basic steps. What I would tell people, if someone left the crash scene, they called our office and it was maybe 3 or 5 hours ago, I would say go to the police station and report what happened at the police station. But the important thing is that you need to document that you went to the police station and you reported to the police and you asked them to take a report, and their refusal doesn't preclude you from your rights.
And if it's 24 hours later, if someone's like watching this video and the thing happened yesterday, if it's less than 24 hours, they still have time to call 911.
It's 24 hours. It's not a hard and fast rule. It's as soon as you're reasonably practicable. But 24 hours is in the statute. Ask if they're nice enough, they're good Samaritans, to give you the plate number. Ask if they can also give you their name and phone number to reach out to them, because that inevitably, if that is included in a police report and it comes from a third party, not yourself, it's considered hearsay.
That's ghetto rig. Damn.
Thank you.
Respect.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you have the joy
Joy Bikes.
of
Many thanks to Adam White for sharing the wisdom of his 20-plus years of legal work on bike crashes. Even more thanks to him for being so generous with his time that we got to film this second video. If you liked what you saw here today, please click like and subscribe. I'll put links in the description below for our other videos, Adam's Law Firm, and for joyofbikes.com. We're just starting out, so clicking the subscribe button really helps us a lot. Thanks.